Hi there, it's Carolyn. It's about 1:40 on a Saturday afternoon. I'm just taking a break from homework and stuff. I decided to make this video because yesterday I had pretty much the campus to myself and I went to dinner. Um, and this guy that I didn't really want to talk to sat down with me and he went on and on about how he didn't like Valentine's Day because it's a day for couples. And in a way, yeah, it kind of is a day for couples. But, it's also a day to be with people that you like. Go hang out with your friends, go to a movie, eat lots of junk food because you can. And, it occurred to me that I've been single on Valentine's Day every year. Well, except for this one year, but it didn't really count because I had a broken leg and he was a Lufkin. So, well, my leg wasn't broken then, but he was still a Lufkin. So, anyway, what I was thinking about was I was like, I made a bad call with you. And then I counted up all the guys that I had made bad calls with, and it was like 7 or 8. Okay, which for most girls probably isn't that bad, but I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. Which in a way, according to my brother Pete, he calls himself my brother. We met here at Sam. Is a good thing. He was like, better to date a few guys than to date a whole bunch of douchebags, which with my current track record is probably going to be a trend that I follow. But so I was thinking to myself when I came back here, I was like, what is it, about me that makes these douchebag guys, ask me out? And and so I thought, is it because I'm scary and damaged? Like, do I give off that kind of vibe? And I am a little scary and damaged, but come on, we're all a little scary and damaged. Anyways, so I was thinking about that, and I was like, And then I remembered this episode of My Boys. I don't know if you guys know what My Boys is. It's a show that came on TBS about this girl named PJ. Her real name is Penelope Franklin, but she goes by PJ. And she has these best friends, and they're all guys, except for her friend Stephanie, which is kind of like me. Um, but she likes this guy, and he doesn't really like her like that, and she just feels all insecure. And her best friend Brendan, who lives with her, came home and said, "Do you ever think that maybe he's just not ready for you?" And she's like, "Oh, that sounds like something that my mom would say to make me feel better," which my mom would never tell me because my mom's not like that. Like, she's not very good with the whole boy thing. But anyhow, I thought about that, and it's kind of true. And he kind of goes on, he's like, "Think about it." And he's like, "You're this, confident chick. You look like you could take on the world." Um, he was like, "You know a lot about boys. You play sports like a beast. You run 7 miles a day." It's not what Brendan said. That's what Pete said to me. Um, he was like, "You get kick-ass grades," and he was like, "But you're not." He was like, "And you're high energy." And I was like, "Get to the point, dude. Like, what do you want me to say?" And he was like, "Well, like Brendan said, you're a force, and maybe he's just not ready for that." And I was like, "So what do I do?" Just like PJ, I felt like I was in the middle of this My Boys episode. Like, be less me. And he was like, "No." And he was like, "But, one day, somebody's gonna come along who's not scared by the scary and damaged, who wants to be your running buddy." And I was like, "Oh," because I remembered that he's moving to Australia at the end of the year, and I'm not gonna have my running buddy. But I was thinking about that, and then I remembered this quote that Pete once had, something about girls being like apples, and the good ones being at the top of the trees. Um, but boys never want to climb to the top of the tree because if they fall, it's gonna hurt really bad. And I get that. And so then they go for the apples at the bottom, of the tree or that are already on the ground. And so then the ones at the top of the tree think that there's something wrong with them when really all they need is to wait for the boy who's brave enough to climb all the way to the top of the tree. And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." So I guess what I'm trying to say, ladies, is, if you have a bad track record with guys like me, it's not your fault. Don't be less you. He's like, we're all a little scary and damaged, or maybe you're not scary and damaged. Maybe, I don't know. If for some reason you seem to only attract douchebags, remember, it's not your fault. You just, I think Pete told me my problem was that I want to believe the best in everybody. He was like, if you were a little more cynical, then maybe the douchebag guys wouldn't ask you out. And I was like, so I should be more cynical? And he said, no. Anyways, just thought I would share that with you guys. Bye!